Am I the a-hole for making my daughter pay back $6,000 for destroying my stepsister's purse? First of all, $6,000 purse? Dude, it better be made out of like pure gold or something. It either has to have insane material, insane craftsmanship, or like I don't know. It's like maybe like one bag in the world or something. I don't know. When my daughter was around 10, I remarried to her stepmom, who had her own daughter who was 9. Okay. They got along for the most part until recently. In short, my daughter is jealous. Why jealous? I'll call any daughter. I'll call any daughter Ash. Oh my! I think it's a typo. I'll call my daughter Ash. My stepdaughter Emma. Okay, has recently connected with her grandparents on her father's side. The grandparents have money to burn and are retired. So it's not even you who's like causing this situation. Because I thought I read jealous and I was like, oh, maybe the dad is like showing more affection, giving more gifts to one daughter than I mean, it's not even something you can control. No, I think you have to talk to the grandparents and be like, hey, if you're gonna give something, consider the situation. I want to point out that before they came into the picture, my daughter was the one to receive nicer gifts from her mom's side of the family. Ooh. Example there. Ooh. Example, there have been a few times Ash went on vacations that my stepdaughter wasn't allowed to go on or got expensive stuff. Doesn't feel good to be on the other side, does it? Oof. I can't stop my ex-wife on spoiling her or her family. I mean, yeah. So the issue has been Ash. No, okay. First of all, I disagree with this sentence. By the way, I can't stop my ex-wife from spoiling her or her family. I mean, yeah, but you can talk to them and be like, "Hey, I have two daughters now, right? Maybe give something or like at least allow her to come on vacations. Like they're kids, dude. What have kids done to deserve all this?" So the issue has been Ash has been jealous of Emma recently because Emma's grandparents are giving her stuff. That stuff will sometimes be in her home. I'm not going to ban her bringing her gift to her place she lives at 50% of the time. One example is Emma got the newest phone and my daughter wanted her iPhone upgraded. First of all, iPhone upgrading is such a scam, dude. Why do people upgrade their iPhone anyway? If the iPhone is working, keep using it. Why do you want to upgrade it every year? Like, what does that even achieve? I don't understand it. It's just something that people do that I don't understand. Yeah, and if you're wondering, yes, I am an Android person. What can I say? I told her we don't have the oh, I told her we don't have the money at the moment, and she said it was unfair. Her stepsister got the newest phone. I mean, yeah, from her perspective, if she's young, you know, I don't know how old they are. But if they're like early 20s, teens, makes sense, you know. She wasn't very happy. We had a conversation and brought up the stuff she has gotten, but Emma hasn't over the years. I mean, yeah, fair point. You got all these things over the years, and Emma didn't, and Emma was just fine. Why can't you be fine? Ash is 16. I mean, yeah, they're kids, dude. It's like, it's like, you know, what do you expect? They're kids. It happens. It happens. Um, Emma's grandparents got her a $6,000 purse for back to school. $6,000 purse for a 16-year-old. Okay, I don't get it, but I don't get it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't get it, but Emma seemed to really like. Sometimes can't tell if it's me or the sentences that I'm reading. I don't get it, but Emma seemed to be. I don't get it, but Emma seemed to really like it, and that she's using it. It's her first real purse, dude. What do you mean first real purse? All purses are real purses. There are no like imaginary purses. All purses are real. My daughter was jealous when she saw it because she knew the brand. I sense a little bit of brand philia. It is called brand. What is the brand obsession thing called? Ash asked if she could borrow it, and Emma told her no. They got into an argument and I stopped it and I reiterated that it was Emma's. Okay, doing good so far, at least. That is what you're supposed to do. It is hers. If she says no, it's no. Respect people's choices. Well, Ash decided to destroy the purse. $6,000 purse. What the? But even if you're 15 years old, you have to know. You have to know, right? It's a $6,000 purse. What do you mean? What do you mean she just destroyed it? Well, Ash decided to destroy the purse. She cut some of the leather and popped some of the seams. That's like intricate. There's like intricate sabotage. Like cutting up the leather feels like, impulsive, but popping the seams feels like intricate. Like spend some time sabotaging the purse. My wife's ex-husband was pissed. I mean, yeah, obviously. My wife replaced the purse with her own money. We didn't have that to blow. Oof. I discussed it with my wife and we are making Ash pay back the money. I mean, yeah. Yeah, as they should. We only took 4,000 that she earned this summer from her job and made it clear that her next paychecks she's gonna give us 50% until it is paid. You know what? Fair. That is completely fair. 50% and you ruined a $6,000 purse. That is fair. Ash has been upset. Ash has been upset and she ran to her mom, who has had a lot of things to say about this. Yeah, I mean, she claims you are being too harsh. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And if her mom knows the entire story and still decides to take her side, I feel like she might have had some hand in how entitled she's acting. Because ruining a 6,000, I mean, she has a job, she makes money, so she knows exactly how valuable $6,000 are, and she ruined a $6,000 purse. So NTA, yeah, agree. Actions have consequences. You're a good dad for enforcing them. Yeah, true. Am I the a-hole for not feeding my brother? I would think so. My mom has decided that the best way to make me independent is not to do anything for me. Ooh. I mean, to each their own, I guess. I mean, I believe personally that you should let people make mistakes and then help them with the consequences, So now they've learned the lesson that mistakes happen, but don't be afraid to make mistakes. Uh, this means I'm responsible for this means I'm responsible to keep my own room clean, do my own shopping, cook my own meals, etc. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Is there like an allowance situation? Because I don't exactly know how old OP is. It feels like I'm not even part of the family. Oof. Oof. I mean, yeah, that can be rough, dude. That can be rough if you see your entire family eating together, but you are not being served meals. I can see how that can be hurtful. If I don't cook one night, I stay hungry. They won't let me eat their food. Oh, that sounds too rough. No, that sounds like that sounds too strict. I feel like, yeah. I mean, you want to teach your kids about being self-reliant, but I feel like this is too much. This is too much. I think. A few days ago, my grandpa was sick, and my mom had to go visit him. Okay. Hopefully he's doing well. She left little, but 10 years old with me. As usual, I cooked dinner for myself with my own groceries. He asked me for food. I told him I'm only responsible for myself and he has to wait for mom. And mom came back. She was furious and called me an a-hole for not feeding him. I mean, okay, basically as a parent, you are instilling this behavior, though, no? This is like learned behavior. This is like over days you taught your son that do they mention who they are? I don't think so. No, you're teaching your kid. Over days, you're teaching your kid that they're not part of the family. They are responsible for their own food, everything. I mean, understandable, I guess, but not justified, obviously. Was furious and called me an a-hole. I mean, yeah, double standards. I feel like. What did you expect? What did you expect doing this? This was the obvious outcome of this. I feel like, and I agree with the verdict. Everyone sucks, dude. My God, ish. It's not your brother's fault anymore than it is yours that your parents are doing this. How old are you? Yeah. I'm 16. Oh, yeah, dude, he's a kid. Am I the asshole for telling my daughter she doesn't have the right to mourn or go to her ex friend's funeral after what she did? Damn. Like, dude, I wonder what happened because funeral has to be like one of those things where, like, even if you don't like the person, dude, they died, you have to like a little bit of respect. New account since my daughter does know my other account. Okay. Dude, if my kids know about my Reddit account, I would be scared. I will be honest. When my daughter was in school, she became friends with a girl named Kelly. They stayed close through college, and my daughter was even one of Kelly's bridesmaids when she got married. Oh, so I was thinking like daughter. So this is not daughter. This is like daughter. Okay, okay. Kelly's bridesmaids when she got married. Okay, okay, that kind of, okay. Now it makes sense, I guess, because adults can do like a lot of things. Kids, I'm like, dude, what did a kid do to piss you off so much? Adults make sense. To explain where my daughter's behavior came from, my ex-husband cheated on me repeatedly. Oh, yeah, sorry. The marriage ended horribly. My daughter doesn't speak to her father anymore, and she absolutely despises cheating. Makes sense. Makes sense. But 7 years ago, my daughter became convinced that Kelly was cheating on her husband. Dude, that's rough. That's rough. Like, I've been in that situation where you have a friend who's cheating on their partner, and you're like, come on, man. Why would you do that? Because that puts you in a rough spot. It's like, yeah, they're my friend, but cheating is also wrong. Right? Damn. Kelly blocked her on everything and eventually moved away. Kelly hated my daughter. Oh, sorry. Wrong sentence. This is why I don't read books, by the way. This is why I prefer audiobooks, because I will skip paragraphs and sentences and things will not make sense. When she started harassing Kelly online and essentially blew up her life. What? Harassing Kelly online? Like as herself or like as a different person? By the time my daughter found out that the man she had seen Kelly with was actually a relative, they were a fancy restaurant together. It was too late. I mean, yeah, that's rough. That is rough. Kelly's marriage has already fallen apart, and because we live in a very religious community, she was ostracized by many people. They had a huge falling out, and it basically came down to my daughter ruining Kelly's life. Kelly blocked her on everything and eventually moved away. I mean, yeah, makes sense. Your daughter basically ruined Kelly's life without even knowing the facts of the matter. Like, she should have talked to Kelly. No, she should have talked to her and figured out what is happening. Kelly hated my daughter after that, and so did her mother. Makes sense. Your daughter basically ruined their life. I still run into Kelly's mother occasionally, and she has made her feelings about my daughter very clear. I mean, at least it's not like, at least they're willing to have a conversation with you. The issue that Kelly is, okay, okay, makes sense. She doesn't have the right to mourn. Okay. The shit Kelly passed away. My daughter found out through a Facebook post, and the funeral is this weekend, 2 states away. My daughter was planning to attend the funeral, and I told her that I thought it was a terrible idea. It is a terrible idea. What do you mean? And how did she pass away? Hopefully not through self exit, because if it's because of the way your daughter ruined her life, yeah, terrible idea indeed. She said he needed to go and told her again that she shouldn't. Yes, she shouldn't. Like, everybody will hate her guts, and her presence will not be welcome at the funeral. 100%. Got the argument, and she said she had every right to mourn her friend and attend the funeral. I mean, yeah, kind of. Like, yeah, she did ruin her life. She did harass her. But before that, they were friends. Like, she was her bridesmaid. Like, both memories exist together. It's not like the memories before the whole thing completely went away. So it makes sense that she wants to grieve and mourn her friend. But I would say that she should do it on her own and not go anywhere close to the family, because I feel like they would only get more agitated if they see her Told her that she really didn't have the right to mourn Kelly or go to the funeral because Kelly hated her after everything that happened and because my daughter had destroyed her life. She hasn't spoken to me since. Now I'm wondering if I should warn Kelly's family that my daughter might show up at the funeral or that I might be in the wrong here. I mean, she has every right to be upset, but she also has to understand that he is right. Now I'm wondering if I should warn Kelly's family. Yeah, I think giving them a heads up that she might show up might be a good idea, just in case, just in case they'll be prepared. Because I feel like if she just shows up out of nowhere, it might throw them off. Am I the a-hole for telling my kids that my wife isn't going anywhere, and if she isn't welcome, I am not coming? My ex-wife and I got divorced when all of the kids were adults. Okay, so it's easier, I feel like, if the kids are adult because they understand. At least if they're like grown up enough to understand, The marriage wasn't a good one, and I stayed for the kids basically, which I regret. I will call her Pearl for this to make it clearer, more clear. Come on, guys, come on. We both worked. We both worked, but she found no joy in her job. It was content. It was constant arguing, and she was extremely unpleasant towards me after a bad day. She also had habits of addictive behavior. She would become obsessed with something and do it 24/7. She lost multiple jobs this way. A little too close to home, I feel like. When I divorced her, she went off the deep end. She fell heavily into alcohol and passed. Ooh, no. Oh, shit. Damn. Rip. She fell heavily into alcohol and passed away after she got in a car accident. She was drunk. Mm. The kids were already taking the divorce badly, and her death after was really bad. I offered to pay for counseling, but they refused. They blame me for their mom passing. That's rough. That's rough. I guess, yeah. It's always easier to blame someone for something than to like process what happened. Dating made it worse. They believe I'm replacing their mom. Yeah, this is like this is especially why divorce. This is especially why divorce is tough on a lot of people because when the kids are like in that stage where they don't exactly understand the concept of a marriage and a divorce, they might see it as you replacing their mom or dad, which makes it hard, because you can't like explain it to them because they have to like grow up and understand the intricacies of marriage and how things work. When I married, they became nasty about it. I mean, oh yeah, sad. That's sad, dude. Imagine getting married. It's a happy day, but your kids hate you. My wife has done nothing to them, and they are dicks to her. The issue, my daughter is having her engagement dinner and I'm the only one that was invited. That's petty though. That's petty. You know how much she means to your dad. Yes, you hate her for like replacing your mom, but you know how much she means to your dad. If you're like old enough to get engaged and married, dude, come on. Come on. When I asked, she told me that it was only for family and my wife isn't family. Come on, come on. I told her that if my wife isn't going anywhere and if she is not invited, I'm not going. They started an argument and she is pissed. I mean, yeah. My other kids are telling me that they feel the same and she isn't family. I brought up if I cannot invite their SO to things because apparently marriage doesn't make them family and they told me that was different. Okay, so okay. So OP said when I invite you guys to something, I won't invite your SOs because they're not family. And they said it's different. I'm holding strong on this, but they all think I am a bad guy. It's been 7 years since the divorce and 4 years since. Come on, man. Am I the asshole for taking advantage of my girlfriend? Since we have started dating, we have a tradition of paying for each other for dinner for our birthdays. That's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. We don't have a limit on how much that meal would cost. My girlfriend doesn't drink. She at most has mocktail or sparkling water. Dude, I don't understand people who have sparkling water. My birthday dinner was 2 days ago and we went out. I drink, which my girlfriend doesn't like, and she thinks it's a waste of money. I mean, yeah, a lot of the money that restaurants make is on the drinks. They have like huge margins on drinks. That's why they make the most money at clubs, at bars, at pubs, at restaurants. That's why they make the most money. So yeah, she is right. It's a waste of money. Get a bottle, drink at your house together. Get a bottle of wine, drink it with your girlfriend. Watch a movie, make it a date. But it's my birthday and she agreed to pay for everything. True. I had 8 drinks and a steak and a dessert for steakhouse, which cost us $300. And with a $70 meal, it came to $310 with tips. 8 drinks is insane. 8 drinks? She didn't say anything at the time, but last night blew up at me for drinking so much money, drinking so much money and expecting me to cover it. I defended myself because it was technically unlimited, and no, I wasn't drunk. After 8 drinks, buddy, you might have a problem. If you aren't drunk after 8 drinks, you might have something happening there. I have a pretty high tolerance, so it's not fair. I can't enjoy myself. It's not that you can't enjoy yourself. It's just there's a disparity, I guess, between your bills is what's throwing this whole thing off. If you're gonna drink, I feel like have her pay for the meal, get a bottle for yourself, drink at your house, make your own cocktails at your house. I feel like that's more of a viable solution than like having your girlfriend pay for like $200. Oof. And this is $100, 150 for both of you put together, and just for you you're spending over 200. She's pretty frugal, so she thinks it's a crazy amount. It is a crazy amount, brother. It is a crazy amount. And I was an asshole for leaving her with this high of a bill. Yes, you are. We agreed we would pay for each other's meals and drinks, and it's not my fault. She doesn't normally get more than one drink, and it's non-alcoholic, so it's cheaper. But she has been ignoring me and refusing to talk it out. If she's that upset, I'll reimburse her for my portion, and then end of our trade. What? Dude, this pisses me off more than anything else. If she's that upset, I'll reimburse her. Okay, I'll give her back the money, and we can end this tradition. That's a, that is so condescending. Why do you have to be so condescending? What? Let's see the comments. I'm curious. But yeah, but not for taking advantage of the situation. A deal's a deal. If this was a contract, you'd have caveats or anything. I assume you didn't have. I assume you didn't. So you're not bound to honor what I call an assumed agreement of fairness. But that's why YTA. Instead of dealing with the real issue here, apparently very different definitions of what is acceptable. Yes, you push the envelope. Yeah, not only by making her come along for your 8. Seriously, bro, 8? That's what I'm saying. 8 is insane. Everyone like, who the hell orders 8 drinks? Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Am I the a-hole for not buying pizza for my nephew and made him cry about it? Pizza is involved, a kid is crying. So I, 32F, babysit my nephew 6 years old. Older brother's 36M. Every Friday afternoons and full days on the weekends and holidays, I get paid $200 a month. Labor, gas for round trip, transportation to their homes, and also food. Okay. My nephew recently entered his picky eating stage. I mean, yeah, I feel like all kids go through that, I think. And it's been a struggle feeding him lately. He started not liking what he used to eat, so some foods go to waste. Oof, that's sad. His current obsession is cheese pizza. So like mozzarella or like margarita, right? I've been buying pizzas for him since the start of this month. Okay, makes sense. Well, yesterday, I've already had lunch prepared for him, but he started having a fuss that he wants pizza again. Sadly, I'm low on funds. For context, I only provide food and whatever from the babysitting fee I get paid. Pizzas have been expensive. Oh. I thought maybe the parents have been paying for it, but okay. If she's paying for it out of her pocket, dude, nah, I don't think so. Anyway, I told him no way. I told him we can't have a pizza and that he needs to eat what we already have, which was chicken nuggets and fries. That's good. But I assume now it's like he wants something and he can't have it, right? More than whether he likes it or not, it's about having what he wants and not taking no for answer. Started crying really loud and shouting pizza. I said to him no again, that he needs to learn about not wasting food. True. Won't stop crying, but I wasn't gonna give in, so I just let him cry. Yeah, I mean that's a strat. You just let them tire themselves out. If they cry enough, they tire out. Later in the evening, my brother called me and pretty much cussed me out for leaving his kid crying for hours and not buying pizza for him. First off, dude, you're not paying her for the pizza, by the way. She's buying off her own money. First off, I don't think it was for hours. Probably only been like an hour. Second, I explained to him that I already had lunch prepared since I was low on funds for pizza. He eventually ate them anyway, so not like he was even hungry. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you do what you do. Brother said those are not good excuses and it's not his kid's fault that I cannot budget properly. Oh, You're not paying it properly, dude. Come on. I said, okay, well, pizzas are expensive. So are you gonna raise the rates? He said, hell no. Then shut up. Then either pay for the pizzas or shut up. Like you can't have it both ways. So I said, then I should stop buying pizzas since it's gonna be over budget. I refuse to spend my own personal money unless it's for a present. He told me I'm being heartless and mean to my nephew. No. I pretty much end the call with, then you're free to find someone else to babysit your kid then. This has caused a lot of drama in my family, and I'm painted as a bad aunt for not feeding my own nephew. My friends are generally on my side, though a few said maybe I could have been nicer with my delivery. I mean, no. Yeah, but like, come on, man. A person can have only so much patience, you know? Yeah, pay for the food. That's what I'm saying. Like, parents should be paying for the food or anything the kid is consuming. Like, am I the a for not caring that my sister is about to lose her home? Depends on how old they are and what the circumstances are, you know? My 36F sister, 46F, has been living in a house owned by our mother for the last 10 years or so. Okay. For the last few years, she was paying rent, but then she lost her job and stopped paying rent. Okay. She never started again, even though eventually found another job. Why not? Not going in too much detail, the house is now being forcefully taken by the government as they will bulldoze it along with the surrounding houses and build new apartments there. Oof. I've known about this for years. I mean, yeah, you know, you've known about it. I mean, come on. So it's been a matter of when, not if, this is going to happen. Despite this, and despite not paying any rent, my sister that has made no effort to save money or for her inevitable eventual move, she explicitly been hoping that things would just work out in her favor. I mean, come on, man. Manifesting can only go so far, you know. That the development wouldn't go ahead in the end. I mean, I mean, you can just hope it out of existence, you know. Well, the time has come. My sister has been informed she is expected to vacate the property in 3 months, and she's gone ballistic. She's now accusing my mother of conspiring to make her homeless because she allegedly didn't fight hard enough, even though they had endless meetings with law. I mean, what? And she's made it my parents' job to find her another place to live. What's worse, they've accepted the task. I mean, yeah, what is a parent supposed to do? What is the parent supposed to do, you know? They called me today to tell me the news with the gravity usually reserved for the death of close loved ones. Oof. And I could not bring myself to care. Like, sure, I do feel bad for her at a basic human level. It sucks that she'll have to uproot her life and figure out a new place for her to live, but also, like, she only has herself to blame. She made absolutely no effort to prepare for this, and now instead of being humble and accepting she's messed up and taking any help she can with her head down, she's being horrible and expecting her parents who are in their late 70s and not financially doing great, in no small part because of my sister, to bend over backwards for her. That's insane, dude. Your sister is 46 and oh, come on, man. Come on. My mother is asking me to call my sister to tell her that I've been told the news and I feel bad for her and that I'm there for support. No. And I simply don't want to. I mean, yeah, makes sense. Like, come on. Again, too much detail for this post. My sister hasn't been greatest to me in the past, and the only reason I keep her in my life is that I cannot be bothered with the family drama that would ensue if I cut her off. I feel like I feel like a lot of what my sister is like and how the situation is evolving is a big part due to my parents. I mean, yeah, if they just accepted finding a place for her and supporting her for all these years, yeah, they have like coddled her into being this entitled. In particular, my mom coddling and enabling her. And I feel guilty that maybe I should have been more proactive in calling out my sister's unreasonable behavior. Maybe in staying passive and out of drama, I also contributed to the enabling. This part, this is where it started going downhill, you know? She found a job. Then why did she not take it and just let all this happen? You know? I'm an asshole for not defending my wife when my sister called her fat. Oof. My sister 27F was visiting my wife 32F and me 33M the other day. An important thing to note about my sister is that she has a child, 5M, a 5-year-old, or a 5 million year old. Could be anything. With her now ex-boyfriend, 27M. When my sister found out she was pregnant, she told her boyfriend that she was pregnant. He wanted to marry her in a shotgun wedding of sorts. So it's like, oh, you're pregnant? Okay, let's just get married, I'm assuming. But my sister said no. Okay, yeah, makes sense. You want to get married when you want to get married, not because of any other reason. The only information. Sometimes I was stroke reading. The only information she offered up was that there was no way they would be compatible in the long term. Makes sense? And I don't think it's any of the business. Any, I don't, and I don't think it's any of my business to probe or question her about it. What? Soon after, soon after, my sister and her boyfriend broke up. But that, but they established a healthy co-parenting relationship. Okay, that's good. That's healthy. And both have now 50 custody with stable, well-paying jobs and live close by to each other. My wife strongly thinks that my sister should have gotten married and hates that my sister refers to her ex-boyfriend as her baby daddy. I mean, yeah, that's practically the relationship, no? What is the other option there? Father of my child? A little long, I think. I don't think my sister really cares that she had a child out of wedlock. But every time my wife meets my sister, she brings up the fact that she should try to get her boyfriend back and ask him to propose again, and asks why she does not want to marry him. Just let it go, man. Let it go. Especially since my sister has been single for these past 5 years. I mean, yeah, none of your business, though, no, is it? None of your business. It has gotten to the point that she has told me privately that she is fed up with this and has asked me to speak to my wife about this, which I have. The other day, my sister visited my wife and I at our house. We were having a normal conversation, and my sister was talking about her son entering kindergarten and all the ways she was preparing him. The convo seemed pretty mundane until my wife once again brought up that my sister should try to get married at the courthouse with her ex-boyfriend, and that the other parents would view her as immature and would think her child as illegitimate if she didn't. What is this? Aristocracy? What is this? What is this? 1740s? What is happening? Before I could even jump in and say anything to defuse the situation, my sister was raging. I mean, can you blame your sister? Can you really blame your sister? My sister was raging and said that my wife should worry about her fat self and losing 100 pounds. Eesh. Eesh. Before worrying about her child, and that a ring can't hide her and to worry less about her going to the courthouse and more about this. Ooh, she went in, dude. Oh, she started twisting the knife. Ooh. Okay, now to be fair, should she have said all this? I don't think so. I think this is just really mean, hurtful words that are being told to someone. But then again, it kind of led up to it. Like all of this led up to this, you know? So is it justified? No. But is it understandable? I think so. I think it's understandable why she's raging. My wife, my what? My wife has always been on the bigger side, and I absolutely love and adore her. But it's one of her biggest insecurities. I mean, yeah, it feels like she was hurt and she wanted to be hurtful back to your wife, and she the most hurtful thing she could think of was her insecurity, which unfortunate. She ended up sobbing while my sister grabbed her things and left. The whole argument took around 2 minutes, and I froze up and didn't really know what to do. That's like the worst outcome. Console your wife or talk to your sister. Like, this is like the worst outcome. Rip. After my sister left, my wife asked why I didn't say anything to defend her to my sister. I mean, yeah, makes sense. I was honest and I said I thought that she was wrong for calling my sister immature and her child illegitimate. I mean, yeah, that is true, but this is like playing a choices matter game and picking the worst dialogue option every single time. While I acknowledged it was wrong for my sister to make the comment she did, I don't think they were completely unprovoked. Yeah, my wife was giving a silent treatment, so Reddit, I'm an asshole. Yeah. All of this, your wife was in the wrong. This part, your sister is in the wrong. But the way you handled it, oof. Your wife sounds awful. You're the asshole letting her keep disrespecting your sister and her son for so long. Yeah, true. That part I agree with.